Hey there, looks like I am live. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm a couple minutes late. I got to get the thing set up, so just give me a second. Hey there, guys. So we have an unboxing to do today, thanks to my viewer, Matt. And thank you, Matt. And we also are going to look at the Severn's August releases. To say they were surprising would be understating it. Especially when one of them was not surprising because I knew it was coming. I just thought it was unusual that it was coming the way that it came. Hey there, Joseph, Dave, Matt, everybody that I missed out on. Alan and William. Hey, me, welcome. So we just bring it up on the screen here so that when I go, hey there, George. When I go to look at the Severn site, you guys, I can see your guys' messages. So if you hear me in stereo for a second, that's the reason. See, I should have done this ahead of time, but you know what? Things happen. Come on, you. Okay, it's already. Oh, I already muted it. Good. So I thought we'll start with the unboxing first. Hey there, Joseph, and then after the unboxing, we'll look at the Severin stuff. I'm actually kind of excited because although my better half has seen what's in here, I have yet to see what's in here, which is how I'm thinking I'm going to do it from now on. Actually, I want to have things be a surprise. Hey there, Griff, welcome. So this right here, it's not Loot Crate, it's just a Loot Crate box. Came from Matt, who's right here in the so let's see. Ooh, okay. Do I start with movies or this first? I'm going to start with this first. This is actually kind of cool. Okay, we're going to start with this here first, because those that don't know, I is a collector, which means I like all these.
Probably remove it away from the mic. The noise.
Oh yeah, probably it is. I moved away from the mic. What is this? Oh, okay, this is sweet. I gotta put this together. I'll go, yeah. So this is what? Queen takes bishop. So this is, well, pretty much a little statue thing of bishop being killed by the queen. And for those that don't know, I love me some aliens, so I am gonna have fun with that. Actually, I'm gonna show it to my kids after too. There was an Aliens Omnibus that came recently, actually, from Marvel. There's a second volume coming out later in the year. I did not grab those, but because there's a sale in like 2 days. It's crazy. For those that don't know, Logan Toxic, the man who rocks it, who does a lot of the Criterion videos, and I'm sure you've heard his Criterion song. He will be here live on Thursday with me for the pre-sale video that I'm doing. Hey there, Couch. Movies. We got movie signed. Let's see. So I can see one here. So let's open these up. There's a lot of movies here. There's going to have the ASMR because you can't get away from it. Tim's complaining that it's probably making noise on the mic, and I'm not caring. So we got Sushi Girl here. Tony Todd. Oh, this is probably your type. Oh no, next one will be. Next up is a Tony Jaa film, which is actually really cool. Hey there, Cobra. The Protector 2. I love Tony Jaa, so that's actually really cool. And RZA. Ah, cool. Draft House. So we got Cheap Thrills. Little known fact, I actually won a ticket to see this, but I didn't go see it actually during a digital film festival because we were, unfortunately, super busy. Next up is one actually, that's Berlin Syndrome. I just love the cover to this one as well. I gotta look at the odds afterwards. There's more, by the way. There's more stuff coming. Oh, yeah. It's surprising that I don't own this one because I'm a huge fan. Hey there, Bobby, of this director. But there's John Dies at the End, and that is, of course, Coscarelli, the Phantasm and Beastmaster fame. Put up my magnet. Oh, wow. There's a lot of features on here, too. These are cool. And the last movie that George Romero ever made, Survival of the Dead. So we recently got a George Romero autograph. So this is going to be nice to have. Unusual that they said audio commentary. I do now. Thank you, Matt. And there's more in here, so let's check that out. I see comics. I do see comics. So we got here. Oh, there's step side. Okay, well, there we go. Batman Order of Beasts. I think this is a one shot, right? So which is good. That means I don't have to collect any other, because these are what do you call them? There's a certain name for these. And JLE versus Predator. Okay, this is one Predator one I haven't seen. This is a Nolan cover too. John Ostrander wrote it. So I'm a huge John Ostrander fan. For those that don't know, so is my my daughter actually. She loves John Ostrander. Do you really prefer their general cut? It's okay. I mean, music wise, I get it, but we have a postcard from Buffalo. There you go. So that's pretty cool. Not sure I'm going to show that on here. And the sticker, but there's more. Actually, well, there's more. I did not see this down here. So there's 4 more films down here. And I know my better half are going to love these because they're action. And she loves herself some action. She got really excited when Gunpowder Milkshake trailer came in today, actually. So we got here, try and get these out. Skin Trade with Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa. Hey, hon. And Michael J. White. Oh, nice. And Ron Perlman. Oh, cool. And Peter White. Oh, that's going to be cool. Bubble. You know, I actually haven't seen Bubble. This is, I'm pretty sure this is Soderbergh. Yeah, this is Soderbergh. It says right on the cover. So that probably is a dead giveaway, right? I actually saw the trailer of this, but I never watched this one. This one came in a few years back, too. I was curious about this one. Officer Down with an E. So who's in this one? I know Kim Coates is in this one. From of course, from Sons of Anarchy. Is he in Sons of Anarchy? I know he's in The Wire. Not The Wire. What's the one with the guy, the cop, the bad cop? The Shield. That's what it was. And actually, I have not seen this Ben Wheatley film, and I'm a Ben Wheatley fan because Ben Wheatley also writes for Doctor Who. And this is High Rise. Now, for a while, when Doctor Who was changing its who was going to be the showrunner, people thought it was going to be Ben Wheatley, but he did not get the job. But I actually think he'll probably be the next showrunner for Doctor Who. This is an awesome package, by the way, Matt. Thank you so much. So Casey wrote it? Oh, nice. How do I get all this stuff back in? There's so much. I will partially put this in. I'll put this over here, so I'm going to put that with my comics so I can read. I'm reading some Harlequin comics right now. I'm going to keep this out because I want to put it together. This is awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I got to put this over here. I'll be right back. That's safe. All right. So an unexpected unboxing. I had planned for today. Actually, I planned nothing for today. The box makes a shield. Doesn't. I planned nothing for today, and then I got that come, and then Severin made their announcements, and I'm like, I guess I got to make a video today, don't I? I had initially planned to get a coffee rather than a tea today, but I did not have time. All right, we have a lot to chat about, don't we? For instance, Severin made announcements. There's a couple that they made. They made some for the sale. They made some for August. We know what the August announcements for Severn are. And one of them is very unique. One of these things is not like the other, to be bluntly honest with you. So you're ready? As they would say in a DX, break it down. All right, so I am going to bring up the covers for the Severin announcements, and then we are going. Well, first I'm going to check it and see if I can bring up the cover of Severin announcements because it's just Franco, and I don't want to. Heaven forbid we scare anybody with secret nudity. Now, because you can, watch people get their brains splattered out and stuff like that. But if you see a nipple, scarred for life. That's what it is. Okay, so we'll go over the August releases first. And you can thank Matt for this video, by the way, because this is why it's happening. Would I rather see Tom Hiddleston play the Doctor or James Bond? I don't think you'll do either. He's got too much. He's too busy. I want Dan Stevens to be the next Bond. Hey there, Mike. But there's so much time in between those damn Bond movies. It takes them so long to make them. I want offshoots. So they got like a girl with 007 in the new movie. They always got a girl, but they got like an action girl, kind of like in the Jinx days and stuff like that. With so I would like to see other like from the files of MI6, whatever type movies made in between the Bond movies as a buffer, so that we're not going so long between a Bond film. So they can spend their time making a Bond film, and so if the girl lives throughout the film, because you never know in a Bond movie, or if not, they'll get someone else, whatever. I don't care. Just keep some of these like actiony, like Bondian style spy thrillers going. Like you got Bond's a franchise. You can make a whole bunch of stuff around it. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I've been thinking that for years, actually. I just clapped on the mic. Sorry. All right, so let's look at the August stuff first. Then we'll look at the announced just Franco stuff, which I'm very excited about because I am a Franco fan, even if I'm not a Francophile. That's a horrible joke, but I just used it. All right, there we see the Severin logo. We'll start with that. Look at that. Isn't that an amazing logo? Let's look at the releases. All right, one at a time. So obviously we had some Alex de la Iglesias, about a few months ago. So now we got Eloy de la Iglesias, no relation. This is going to be pretty epic. Let's look at this the kind of silly one first. Let's get the other way. Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Not a bad movie, actually. People are going to rag on Overboard. Why can't you show male nipples, not female nipples? That is an amazing, amazing question. And I would say because, well, I didn't delete. Hey, no, what the heck? I tried to what the heck?
Just ask him to type it again.
Hey, type your message again, Trash. Apparently when I tried to hit to show your message, it deleted it on me. So Trash, I didn't delete your message because I agree with you. Just so you know. Watch Overboard become their biggest seller. It's not a bad film. I mean, like they got a remaster for it. That's good. It's Goldie Hawn. You know, she's gorgeous. Interview with screenwriter Leslie Dixon is the only featurette on here. I think they were kind of surprised. Like I don't expect that any of them basically ever expected like them to get this. They were kind of drunk at the time when he sent the message out. Anyway, so and a lot of the actors that did this are passed away, unfortunately. Not Goldie Hawn or Kurt Russell, thank God, but you know, Catherine Hellman was in this, Roddy McDowell, Edward Herman. I'm pretty sure he's passed on too, right? So it's neat. It's a fun little comedy. They're married at the time, I think. I still feel bad that Trash's message got deleted. Pisses me off. In all manners of the word. And it's going to be $17 with the slipcover. You can buy a DVD for $12. So for those that ask sometimes, do companies still sell DVDs? Well, not all of them, but Severn does. There we go. Thank you. I was just a bit. It's another moderator did it for me. Because some people find female nipples scary. Not in Ontario, though. In Ontario, you can go topless. It's not against the law. Well, not the Severn sale yet. We're to the August. That's next month, Jesse. But we'll look at those two titles too. But right now we're looking at the August titles, and we got El Rey de la Iglesias. This is another Video Nasty one. So these are coming out in August, Jesse. So this is called Cannibal Man. Not too cannibalistic, actually, in the film. Thank you, Mike. So they were married at the time. Yes, we do, Mike. I have boobs. I have, as do you. So that's wrong. just to put it out there. Yes, you do. That's basic physiology. All right. So from subversive Spanish writer-director Eloy de la Iglesias, he died in 2000. I can't remember when he died from, but he died in 2006. And he was a famous kind of like pushing the limits gay director from Spain. When a slaughterhouse worker accidentally kills a man during a fight, will trigger a desperate descent into madness, mass murder, the most horrific use of a single apartment since Polanski's Repulsion. Emma Cohen from Cutthroats 9 is in this one. Co-stars and a guy whose name I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Unforgettable mix of Euro or art house and exploitative sleaze. Now, one thing to know, this is not Cannibal as like a Lamberto Lenzi, Gregorio Diodato type of cannibal film. It's not that type. It won't be on sale for 50%, Mike, but it will be having a percentage off. So I think it'll be a good percentage too. I think people are going to be happy with that. I have a feeling Beastmaster will sell out during the sale on Friday. Just make sure you're going like Thursday night, 12:01, because I think it's going to go fast. We got Cinema at the Margin, Stephen Thrower and Dr. Shayla Rowan Legg on Eloy de la Iglesias. Stephen Thrower will have some interesting stuff to say. The Sleazy and the Strange interview with Carlos Aguilar, deleted scenes, trailer, verse artwork. You guys just got a whole topic going on there, don't you? Loving it. You guys are awesome. So we got Quinquo. I probably pronounced it wrong. I do apologize, but I'm not Spanish. It means delinquent, right? Yeah. And pronounced. Oh, kinky. Oh, it's pronounced kinky. There we go. Kinky. Short for delinquent. So brutal. So this is kind of like the Spanish version, like kids, right? Yeah, 12:01 Eastern time. So that's 1:01 in my time. I'm not sure why it is in Texas. So this is kind of there's like a trilogy, and it's if you've ever seen like the movie Kids, it's like that, but like super darker actually, even darker than Kids. And in actuality, I think most of the actors that starred in these films, they did pass away. They are dead. Um, so it was a pretty big postcard of its time. This is a pretty important series of films actually. Um, yeah, I mean like charismatic street kid discovered by De La Iglesia stars in this graphic neo-realistic trilogy that depicts crime, violence, drug abuse, the ravaged post-Franco nation, and led to because Franco left a scar on not to get political, but it's there in these things. Franco left a scar on Spain, especially if you follow any like film directors, like the Spanish film directors. That's one of the things that they always talk about in their interviews. Led to the filmmaker and actor's real life addiction to heroin. Oh, wow. And each other that would ultimately destroy them both. This is curious. I will tell you when the numbers are running low, but I can't see any numbers until it goes back up again. I do have the numbers from just before they went down, though. But we got here. Actually, I think Ken might like this one. I don't know if she'll ever watch it because it's going to be dark. Interview with actor Jose San Christian, El Pico special features, Blood in the Sands, the kinky film phenomenon, interview with historian Marie Costa and Tom Whitaker, El Pico 2 special features, queerness, crime, and the Basque conflict in the kinky films of Eloy de la Iglesias, a panel with scholars Alejandro Melero and Paul Julian Smith, moderated by Ivan Pershel of Ask Anybody. So that should be intriguing. Hopefully, this should be really, really intriguing, actually. I'm very intrigued by these films. We also got here No One Heard the Scream, which is also by that director. It's kind of a giallo. Basically, there's this woman. It's been a long time, and I think it's her neighbor. She sees her neighbor like bringing out her his wife, his dead wife. So so she's a witness to what may or may not be a murder. So this is going to be real. If you like giallos, this one's going to be intriguing for you. As they say right here, yeah, that instantly made him the father of Spanish giallo. When a woman spies her neighbor disposing of his wife's corpse, she will cross the line from witness to accomplice to something far more depraved. There you go. Reminds me of the movie Toad Road, with the lead actress out of drug overdose, just like the character she played in the movie. Sometimes when you're acting and you get definitely when you get too deep into characters, you can blur a line. So that's the that's the problem. And as a guy, again, like as I always say, as a guy that was going into acting, I can understand how that can happen. Acting is a merciless profession. Yeah, they do. I mean, like, don't rule out Cannibal Man either. Like for me, the three of them are good. Overboard's good. And I don't think I get Overboard right away. It's not something where I got. Oh my god, I better get this one. Like, it's like it's different title for Severin. I give him that. And it's a good film. My dad's a huge Severin fan, actually. Severin probably more so than Vinegar Syndrome. Probably Severin is probably. I'm not sure if that's his biggest label, but he buys a lot from them because they put out a lot of stuff that he likes. Like he buys a lot of Mondo when it comes to Nashi, but he Severin tends to be one of the sales that he likes best, and Severin's also one of the cheaper sales too. So that also helps as well. Now, especially if you look at Severin's older stuff, like people say, well, Severin's got like more expensive with their newer sales, but no, they really haven't. Like a little bit, like on the newer stuff, but on their old stuff, you're getting like Blu-rays and DVDs at like $4 and $5 each, and like T-shirts and stuff too. I'm not sure if Dad. I haven't spoken to my dad yet about these. I should actually. I wish he was on here now. Then I would. I would have spoke to him about it because these are going to be intriguing. These are some different stuff. Oh, my dad introduced me to Jess Franco. Well, not like physically. He didn't say, "Hey, there's Jess Franco." No, yeah, but yeah, my dad introduced me to the guys like Jess Franco and Tino Brass. My mom introduced me to true crime stuff. So she got me into my kind of like my true crime type stuff, and my dad got me into like these some of these off kilter like people like Nash and Brass and Franco. No, Cannibal Man. Oh, Cannibal Girls is what you're thinking of, Jesse. Cannibal Man is by Eloy de la Iglesias. It's one of the 49. Oh, it's one of the 49, right? Yeah, one of the video nasties. Oh, my dad grew up with this stuff. When I was like really young, I'd go visit my dad. My parents like separated when I was young, which was okay because they went on. They found better halves and stuff like that. Oh, Tinto Brass. Tinto Brass is a fantastic director, but some of his later stuff gets a little bit too much on the porny side for him. But his earlier stuff, he made movies. Remember the movie Caligula? The movie that Hustler put out? That was Tinto Brass. But I actually consider that one of his lesser films. I think the movies like Cheeky or was it Every Lady Does, whatever the hell it's called, like those were better films by Brass. But yeah, when I'd go visit my dad and my stepmom at the time, my dad would have like a lot of like horror things around, like Famous Monsters of Filmland, and like basically when Nightmare on Elm Street came out on VHS, I was visiting my dad at the time, and because he knew the people that owned that hey there Richard, that owned the particular video store, he actually got it early, so we got to see Nightmare on Elm Street on VHS before it actually came out on VHS. Cheeky is a classic. Cheeky is one of the later ones, but it plays like one of the early ones. I gotta undo these guys. But I'll have a Mill Creek video coming up actually very soon. I had to watch a bunch of movies, and there's a really, really good 4-pack that a lot of people are missing out on from Mill Creek that I got to talk about. Franco. Let's look at Franco. We'll come back to talk about this a bit more, but let's look at the Franco that they've announced. So here we go. There are 2 Franco films coming out for the June sale for Severin, and the first one is The House of Lost Women. Even though there's no nudity, I'll probably get demonetized again. I get demonetized a lot, unfortunately. That is that looks to me like Lena Romay, the beautiful Lena Romay. And we also got here Black Boots Leather Whip. Now, when they showed the whip on the Franco picture, I thought, okay, yeah, is it going to be that movie? Frivolous Lola. I like Frivolous Lola. Not my favorite, but actually a very good film. It's one that I initially was iffy on. I liked it better on second watch. But I didn't think this was available to get. I didn't think we would be able to get it. But apparently, Severin has the ability to get Franco like there's no tomorrow. The House of Lost Women, Black Boots, Leather Whip, 2 Jess Franco films. So we could expect on this for those that have been collecting the Jess Franco stuff already. The one thing I guess the best thing to know and to mention is that like if you've gotten the Stephen Thrower books, if you haven't and you're a Franco fan, get those books. They're 2 huge tomes. But these 2 are harder. They'll have like the Stephen Thrower things on. Every one of these Franco ones, the newer ones, have had Stephen Thrower, and he's been going to the locations, and they've been like he's been on location in the countries, pretty much doing like talking about like Franco and the films, and doing like a tour of where they were shot at. So these 2 here should hopefully have the last 2 of those locations. Cameraman's one of those. See, a lot of the films, Craig, if you actually go and you look at them, like literally, the only reason that they got banned is the name. Cannibal Man is not about a cannibal per se. It's I don't mind. I thought it was a good film, but I knew going in even before I saw it, like that it wasn't. It was bloody, like bloodier, but it wasn't like ultimately super ultra gory too much, and that's okay. That's one of the things I like about it. Yeah, Craig, you have to go back afterwards and watch the beginning of this video. Yeah, like me too. I got the books. I haven't read them like all the way through yet. Like I'll go and I'll start reading. I'll start to read through the Franco books. Then I want to hear about something in particular, and I'll start looking at and I'll start like going to specific sections. We don't have any full specs and details to be shared later on, so we'll. I'm excited about these. Like I'm not about you guys, but they excite me. Maybe I'm like 4 people left when I started talking about Franco. So I'm guessing maybe some people aren't Franco fans, but if you're, as Mad Dog would say, if you're not a Franco fan, how are you watching my channel? Because these House Last One it is really nice. Do you know if it's been out before? I don't remember this one. Like I know some of these have different titles and stuff. I'm pretty sure I've never seen Black Boots, Leather Whip, and I don't think I've seen House of Lost Women, which means that 9 chances out of 10, if I haven't seen them, they haven't been legitimately out like before, or at least not in North America, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Now, if I'm wrong, feel free. Like you correct me. I'm wrong all the time. All the time. And I'm okay with that. That's why we're here. I learned from you guys. But yeah, that looks like Lena Romay, and I'm going to tell you right now, pretty excited when it comes to Lena Romay. I want to get something up here, so let me just come full screen for a second. I want to check on something that I want to bring up for you guys, because I know you guys were going to be asking for it. And was it done on? We'll check. Will we check Blu-ray.com? Oh, God. Yes, we will. I'm sure it'll be here. I saw it on Facebook, but it'll probably be on the Blu-ray.com website as well. They had a list of the numbers for the Vinegar Syndrome titles. So I thought wouldn't hurt to look at the numbers, actually. There is a guy on Facebook that is like really good. He's on one of the websites, really good about getting the numbers out there. Lena Romay would be like hot bald, man. she just has that. Oh, we got oh, there, perfect. So we got a thread here for the halfway to Black Friday sale. I don't want to rag on like the Blu-ray.com site too much because they do some good stuff. I just don't like some of the negativity that you get some people there. Some of the posters hate the hell out of me though. I found that out. Me and Michael Keane do. Apparently, yeah, we're pretty hated. Not lying. Actually, there's a guy on there that was like never watched one of our videos at all. Just came on and started just like tearing us down just by looking at our at basically the screenshot, a screenshot to a video. And I was like, you son of a. Yeah, he did actually. It was a joke. Yeah, we got the killer. I wonder if that's on the alternate artwork, because that'd be good actually. God, don't make me go to Facebook. All right. Oh, cool. So this is one of the guys that I actually know that did this. Perfect. So this was this you, Griff? I think it's Griff. I better. I'll hide your tag just in case. Hey, Piz. What? Oh, Blu-ray.com, Piz. Although they don't like me very much, well, not them. Like, there's a couple people there that don't like YouTubers. Like, really don't like YouTubers. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't put your thing down there, your tag, in case you didn't want to put there. But I remember your. Actually, let's take me out of it for a second. Let's put it full screen, and I will actually do this. So here we go. Numbers for the limited editions we got right here. Thanks to Griff. There's Luther the Geek has 314. The telephone books with its special limited edition Slip It Slip's got 644. Oh yeah, actually, Piz, you got a pretty good. Like they mentioned your upcoming interview with Brad Henderson, so you got better liked than me and Michael did. So that's cool, man. But you're one of the originators, so that's okay. Trip the Teacher, 136. No, Trip the Teacher, this is it, man. So if you want, hey there, Roy Waffles. So if you want Trip the Teacher, this is the only time to get it because it's 136. There's no slipcover. It's just a limited edition. It's once it goes, it goes. And I honestly, I love the film. I think that Zalman King does a great job in this movie. I think Earl Barton should have directed again because I thought he did a good directing job in this film, but he didn't. So this is his only film, guys, and there's only 136 left, and I can't see another company picking it up. Sometimes you got like an Action USA or something like that. You think, oh yeah, there's MVD's going to do it or some other company's going to do it, but I don't see this one getting picked up again, at least not for a long, long while. So Trip the Teacher, I would get it. It actually is a good one. Lust in the Dust with its Slip, 354. Paul Bartel film. It's got Mary. Pretty sure it's got Mary Warnoff, doesn't it? I know it's got Divine and Lena Kazane and Tab Hunter. I actually had that film. So we got 354. That's probably going to go during the sale too. Play Dead. I like this one. So a lot of people didn't, but I actually really liked it. 542. We got Flesh Eating Mothers, 658. It's a trauma release. Some trauma releases go really fast, like the children and stuff like that. Flesh Eating Mothers, because the title, I think, actually it's that one's going a bit slower. It's got a great, if you want the film, like I'm iffy on, but if you want the film, it's got a great slip. I'll give it that. Zombie Island Massacre, which is one of the most fun movies. And like I said before, how do I describe Zombie Island Massacre? Anybody want to say it before I say it? It's Scooby Doo with a Harry Manfredini score. That's what it is. Um, and it's a fun little film. It doesn't have any zombies, doesn't have any massacre, but there is an island. Extra 3 is down to 293. So yeah, we can expect that to go. Uh, Unboxing, nice, George. I would check it out, man. You know, I always check them out. Hollywood Horror House with Miriam Hopkins, her final film, is down to 528. That's got a really nice slip. The fact that we're at Dolly Dearest and it still has 894, utterly, that incenses me. People were so excited about Dolly Dearest, and then they were talkers. Apparently, they were not grabbers of it because they did not pick it up. Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. This is a Vinegar Syndrome archive release. This is an actual VSA. There is only 262 left. I would 110% recommend you grab that one. It's cheesy, it's silly, but it's a Vinegar Syndrome archive. And you know what? Even if you don't like it, not that I normally say this, but you can always flip it. But this is a fun title. It's a vanity project by the main actor, that's for sure. And it's silly as all hell, and he pretty much uses his local karate school for most of the actors in the film. But it's fun. It's fun for what it is. People that think that Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death is the worst VSA have not watched Hell Riders. Best Friends, 823 left on that one. Indecent Exposure, we got 725. Yeah, it's got cool cover art. Not that means edit AME. That means cool double-sided poster on the inside, which is very true. You can have the poster up AME and you'd be like, look, doesn't that look like an awesome film? They'd be like, yeah, we should probably watch that. And like, no, let's look at the poster. The poster is amazing, isn't it? So, Best Friends is supposed to be good. I haven't checked it out. Yep, that's the same Lanny Kazan, man. There is Pandemonium. It's down to 107. It's an okay film. It's not great. It's okay. It's one of those movies. That was your first? Like, oh man. Hey, when he does moving pictures, when you have a poster. But Best Friends is great. I still haven't seen it. I've heard great things about it. There's a few. Like I just haven't been able to catch up with some of these. So which was the last one I said? Yeah, Pandemonium. Not a great film. It's an okay film. It's comedy, and comedy is comedy subjective, right? So, but it's got enough. It throws jokes at the wall every few seconds, so something's bound to stick, right? And it's got a gorgeous slipcover. Like I will say, I bought that one during the last sale because that's such a great slipcover. Rest in Pieces, which is Jose Ramon Larraz. If you have been buying any of those Larraz things, Arrow's put out a bunch of them in the last year, so including a box set and then some straightforward regular releases. Edge of the Axe is a pretty cool one. Definitely, pick up Rest in Pieces. It's a cool little film. Not Larraz's best film, but still I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film. Malibu High with the slip, 645. This one I really enjoy. Nightmare Sisters, 477 with the slip. I got that one. I don't think I bought the slip on that one. It's nice, but it's just not it's not really hitting me. Don't Panic will go. 170 are left for Don't Panic. Don't Panic is a film by Ruben Galandos Jr. There are 2 other Ruben Galandos Jr. films, so if you want to grab the other 2, they won't have slips. They are Cemetery of Terror and Grave Robbers. All 3 are really fun 80s style films. So they really are. They're truly like the 80s style Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th type films with a Spanish spin onto them. If you've never picked them up before, I 100% recommend them. I think you'll enjoy them. Did you like more the Wacko, Joel? Silent Madness, 973. This is a 3D release. Oh yeah, Cat and Sam's commentary. There you go. Cat Ellinger and Sam Deegan, Heather Drain. Anytime you see those names on commentary, you know your goal. Oh, they went insanely fast. Like during the last sale, Griff, as soon as it announced, uh, the as soon as they had announced that don't panic, and we saw don't panic there, that started they started selling. Like they were going like crazy. Like you couldn't keep them. It's okay. I mean, if you like Pandemonium, definitely check out Wacko because I think you'll probably like it a bit more. Um, and they have a lot of big actors in Wacko as well. Hitcher in the Dark is fantastic as well. I love Hitcher in the Dark actually. Not as like people expect that one to be super sleazy, but it's actually not. It's not as sleazy as you think at all. Silent Madness is a 3D film. Now, one thing to know is that it does have ANOGAF 3D as well. So if you don't have a 3D TV or you don't have like a VR set to watch 3D on, that's okay. That's cool because they do have the red and the cyan glasses, so that you can actually. I don't know. There's a few though. They did a bit of a deal Severn did with them with MGM, so there'll be more titles. But Rest in Peace is a cool one. Peace is down a bit. Silent Madness is a cool one. Beastmasters and the 477. The VSU is going to go to print. Hey, Darren, welcome, man. I said 49, 39. Thank you, man. Has never had an uncut release since 1981. That's going to be an exciting one. That's going to be an exciting release. Severin Severn's doing really well. Beastmaster got by 1205. It's going to go really, really fast. It's going to go fast. Trip the Teacher, I think, is going to go fast. I think Pandemonium is going to go super fast. Don't Panic is going to go super fast. And like I said before, it's important to know that this is very important to know is that if you are buying one of these films and there's something that's extremely low, it won't stay in your cart if you don't get it right away. So there is a add to order button. So if you got something that you're really scared is going to go out of print, and you're going to miss out on, just order that right away. Order those releases, and then just go back in and leisurely do the rest of your order. Get the stuff that you really want that you're worried about like selling out immediately, because you can go back in. It's not going to cost you extra for shipping. You just add it to your same order. Shipping price will not change, which I think is an important thing to say and to mention here. Severin has been killing it this, and last year too. Honestly, like they've done some pretty cool, some unexpected moves, and I've actually been very impressed. Extremely impressed. Frat House is down to 722. That is an adult film, and but it's supposed to be a good one. Here's two others that I think are going to hope that have a strong possibility of going, or at least going really low during the sale, but probably going actually. Spellcaster with Elizabeth Caton is down to 971. Where's Necromancer with Elizabeth Caton? Am I getting them mixed up? No, Spellcaster with Adamant is at 971, and that is a VSA as well. So that has a good possibility, even though it's up there in the 900s. Do not think that just because it's the 900s it's going to stay. Keep an eye on those things. Necromancer with Elizabeth Caton is at 957. Keep an eye on that one. That is a gorgeous looking VSA, and it's a really good film too, by the way. Both Spellcaster and Necromancer are highly underrated when it comes to the Vinegar Syndrome releases. And there is, and I think you'll enjoy them. And they'll have this. And who doesn't want a double-sided poster with Elizabeth Caton on it? Come on, you know you want it. Old Dracula with David Niven and Teresa Graves is down to 625. I really want those. I want all those releases that you just mentioned, Joel. Forgotten Jelly Volume 2 is down to 699. This, I would 110. I have heard so much like buzz about people wanting to buy this release that I will say right now, I Forgotten Jelly at a little under 700 is going to go out of print. Necromancer, Necromancer is incredible. The phone. Which one's the phone call again? You mean? Do you mean the caller or do you mean telephone book? Because the caller. Don't. If you've never seen the caller before, Piz, don't look it up because it's such a good movie. And the twist at the end, I will be bluntly honest. I did not see it coming. It hit me like a slap in the face, and like a good slap in the face though, like one of those slap in the faces that you pay for. So, but yeah, it's good. I mean, like Necromancer, 110%. The Caller, 110%. I like the old Dracula, Joel. Also, if you're a fan of like, if you don't have it, and you're a fan of like the early Empire Picture stuff, like the good stuff, then don't rule out Spellcaster because it's when Charles Band was good. In the early days, Empire Pictures right before right before Full Moon came out. It's still good in an early Full Moon, but it has that feeling. Everybody's at that castle that Charles Band owns. You see it in a lot of his movies, but you get like the girl, and I can't remember her name right now, but the girl that stars in the Take on Me video from Aha. She's got a big part in the movie as this like British like pop sensation, and Adam Ant is in it as well. And he's really, really good. So it's a fun one. So if you like the Empire Picture stuff, you dig that type of stuff, put it on your radar. It's not a bad film. I mean, like it's one from my dad, probably from back my dad's day. It was originally titled Vampira. Remind you of Rock. Did I remember Rock Nightmare? I guess I can kind of see it, Jacob. I like Spellcaster. Actually, I liked it better than Rock Nightmare. But I do like Rock Nightmare. Don't get me wrong. There's so many good releases now. These here, so basically things that I think will sell out. Keep your eye on. Always keep your eye on the VSAs. So Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, Spellcaster, Necromancer. Keep your eye on those. Those high possibility to sell out. Forgotten Jelly, that's going to sell out for sure. Don't Panic, Trip the Teacher, and Pandemonium, 100%. I think those are going to be gone. Those will probably be gone within the first night. Then we're going to see what's going to happen is people are going to start buying certain ones. As ones chip down, then people panic buy. So look at the titles that you want the most. As you see right now, Rest in Peace is at 766. Feels fairly safe, right? Now let's just say they announce their secret titles, and I have no idea what the secret titles are, but I just want to like give you an example here because this happened before, and like one of them is like somewhere related to Rest in Peace. So say it's a Larias title, very doubtful, but let's say it's a Larias title. Then you're going to see a lot of people coming back to Rest in Pieces because that's also the Raz title, and they're going to start buying that one up because they know people are buying the new one. This happened when Don't Panic came out. When Don't Panic came out, and people realized, wow, they put out three Ruben Galando Jr. films, and people started to look at Don't Panic, got excited about it, and then they look back at the earlier stuff that still had slipcovers. And they were gorgeous slipcovers. The Ruben Galando Jr. slipcovers are some of the best that they've ever made. Cemetery Robbers and Grave Robbers and Cemetery Terror have amazing slipcovers. Not just good slipcovers, they have amazing slipcovers. But should we go? Forgotten Jelly 2, Shemab from Agfa, right? Old Dracula, Spellcaster, Necromancer right off the bat. Then you're going to place a second order for others that are above 1,000. Yeah, go in for what you like first. These are some of the limited editions. Now, these are not, we don't have here the limited edition numbers for the partner labels. That's okay. I think you're going to be fairly safe. Which one? Pandemonium? No, Pandemonium is a comedy with Tom Smothers from the Smothers Brothers and a bunch of other actors in it as well. I think Tom Smothers plays a Mountie in it. For those that are not old like me and don't know who the Smothers Brothers are, I'm going to be watching. I've watched all of them, man. So yes, if if it's a mindless action movie, man, or it has lots of cars in it, it gets watched in my house. They always do. I am so excited about Gunpowder Milkshake right now, Joel. You have no idea. Yeah, we're big on the action films in this house. Uh, Blood Harvest without a slip was down to 99. That one will get restocked, but there may be some restocking numbers by the time the set comes back up. We're not quite sure yet. Sometimes I'm not. I know that last year because of like things that were going on and things that are still kind of going on, stocking was a little bit harder to do. But it's going to be interesting to see how stock is this time because I think it was like two sales. I went through two sales where I couldn't get Taboo, like the original film but with Kay Parker. But I think it was on the third sale I actually managed to get it because it was always out of stock every time I went to get it. Not Taboo, no, Taboo 4. That was the one. But yeah, we got a lot of news. Like we got the Vinegar Syndrome stuff coming up. The sales coming up in 2 days. For those that just came here, by the way, I'll have. I am going to have. Oh my god, my mind's gone tonight. I'm going to have Logan Toxic on here on Thursday for the countdown to the sale. So the video, I'll be doing 2 videos on Thursday. I'll be doing one regular video, kind of the hype pre-sale video that I do. That's going to be actually later in the night, but not too late. So I'll let you guys know ahead of time when I schedule it. And after that video gets over, and a half hour after that video gets over, I'll be going on my Patreon stream, and we'll be going on to the sale. We'll see the reveals together, and we will shop. We will shop the sale together. So there you go. That's if you've ever thought about becoming a patron, there's a reason. I'm excited about it. I mean, like, I think Cannibal Man's the only one I've seen. I think I saw. I'm not sure if it was cut or not, but I think I saw a long time ago. No one heard the scream. Like it was a crappy copy. It was a crappy copy of this film because I remembered it as soon as I saw the picture. Because I can almost like picture the girl coming out in the hallway and seeing this guy like carrying a dead body. I think by the legs. I can't remember. It's been a long time, and I haven't had the chance. I'm not sure if there's trailers up yet or not. Hey, there's CR. But I've been stoked to check this out. The Kinky trilogy as well. Interested in this. Cannibal Man, which, yeah, 100% agree. It should not be called Cannibal Man because it's not about a cannibal man. And let's see what the bundle costs. So it's $98 for it's an odd bundle, especially for like some people. I think they probably should have done a second bundle for people that don't want Overboard as well, like a slightly cheaper, or like maybe an Aloy de la Glacius bundle, because like 3 of the films are his. So you think that they would do like a bundle for him, and it's okay. It's not. Don't expect Mike going in to see like this, just like ultra gory and like intense. It's not a cannibal film. Like it's really not. Like if it's the one I remember, it's not. Like I know when you guys here saw before, and if I've seen it years ago, but it's definitely not what you would expect for a movie called Cannibal Man. For me, that was a good thing because I'm not a cannibal movie fan. Although I have some in my collection, not something that I grab. I'm excited for Overboard. I'm glad it's coming out. I mean, I buy regular releases. I don't know. I don't just have like weird stuff here, Joel. So and I like Goldie Hawn. I think she's adorable. She's cute, man. And Kurt Russell's rocks. He's like the coolest dude. So let's bring it up. So $98 for 4 of them, which is not bad. I mean, you get like 1, 2, 3, like 6 films, right? He didn't expect to get it. He put it in there as a lark, I think, when he was asking for certain titles from them. And he gave it to him. And he was like, crap, I got it now. Actually, if you watch back on, and it might have been the one that had the the ones that do all the colors of the dark podcast. Alex. Rebecca McHenry and Elric Kane. I don't know when Ellen, I'm not sure when I'm gonna do videos with anybody. Like I'm trying to do collabs, but it's been a bit rougher for me. I'm doing one with Logan. I have one coming up with a hopefully, fingers crossed, and no for sure's, but with a certain company. But I'll let you guys know when that happens. And Piz, I would like to collab with you sometime when you're not busy, and I know you're busy, so you're like me, but super busier. I'm much more polished. So there you go. You want more Jello? I'll do more Jello. I'm doing some Jello on this channel. I'm doing a lot of Jello. I'm doing Call of Jello on my Patreon channel, Joel. So because when it comes to Jello, there's certain things I can talk about on here, and there's certain aspects of it that I can't get into as in depth on here as I can, like on Patreon, because they're private, exclusive videos. So, you know what I mean, right? That's like Jess Franco. I can casually mention Jess Franco on this channel. I can surface mention Jess Franco, but I can't really talk about a lot of his releases because Big Brother is watching and they demonetize you. It doesn't. I mean, like, if I get the slip, it's cool. Like, yay! But I buy I got a lot of non-slip vinegar syndrome releases. And the thing with me is like, if I like the movie, like, and there's no slip available, that's not going to change it for me. Like, I was there when they started their slip. So by rights, I probably could have kept buying and got all the slips. I got the very first slip they did, which was The Undertaker, I think. It was The Undertaker. Now, the thing to watch out for, Mike, is going to be some of the earlier stuff. So that, and there's merch is going to be on clearance. So last time that they had a sale like this and they put merch on clearance, I was able to get 2 T-shirts for I think like $4 or $5 each, which I think is pretty good actually. One which I thought was going to be too small for me was a BAM T-shirt, and I really wanted that film. I had the film, but I really wanted the T-shirt to go with it. And it was only in small, but I put it on and it fit me well. So I got to say they have some decent sizing with their shirts. And I got, what was the other one I got? I don't have the movie, but I got the film. I got the T-shirt. Death warmed up. Have I seen Dracula Sucks? Can't talk about that one on here, Mike. But yes, I will tell you one thing though. You know when I first saw that movie? I saw that when I was a teenager, and it was at a video store. I actually owned the movie from Vinegar Syndrome, but I was at a video store, and they did not realize what it was, and they rented it to me. I did not realize what it was. I went home to watch it. I put it in my VCR, and Aaron was a happy boy that night. Devil's Reign's a really fun title. Like, I really love Devil's Reign. Oh, you haven't seen it? Actually, it's pretty good. It's got Jamie Gillis. And I do like Jamie Gillis. Oh, I got the 2 mics confused. Oh, Devil's Reign is fun. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's like look in the background. There's like young John Travolta in Devil's Reign. You got like a lot of different actors, and of course, I swear, like the mask, the Wim Shatner like face in Devil's Reign is just like Michael with the melty face. It's just like Michael Myers' mask. So that's, which is pretty cool because it's obviously done off of his face. $90. I'm actually surprised though that they didn't do like a 3-pack with these 3 on their own. because they normally do break them up a bit more. Now they might still do it. I know that Kira Janice worked on the Elrod de la Iglesias titles. Kira Janice, by the way, there's actually a documentary about her that is really freaking good, and made me into like a super fan of her. She wrote a great book too, which I gotta buy. What the heck was it called? Celluloid Horror. There it is. There's a documentary called Celluloid Horror, and yeah, it's not going for just going for the throat. It's amazing that I didn't pick up on it, Cinna, and that they didn't pick up on it as well, but it was good for me. I am hoping that the Woodlands Dark, the documentary that she done on folk horror, is going to be is going to show up during the sale. That's what I would like to say. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Because I would love to see Kira Janice's like folk horror documentary show up. It may not show up until like the Black Friday one, because I know it's still doing the film festival circuit. But it would be great to see it. Like either way, I know that I want it. I'm a huge fan of hers. Um, I remember watching. I was rewatching Celluloid Horror. It was around like 2 years ago now, and I was like, yeah, this is really good. Like she really knows her stuff. And after the movie was over, I was like, hope to see more of her in the future. And I picked up one of my Arrow video releases. I can't remember which one it was. I was bringing it upstairs to watch, and I said, I'm going to read the booklet in this one. I haven't read the booklet in this one. And I opened up the booklet, and she done the writing for it. So I was like, yeah, there it is. It's faded up to watch her stuff. She just knows her stuff so well. But I'm hoping the Woodlands Dark Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror, that's gonna come out from I know Severn will get it for sure, but I'm hoping it'll show up. If it'll show up now because it's still doing the film festival circuit and it's doing extremely well. It's probably going to be for Black Friday, but I would love to see it show up as one of those 8 titles. It's going to be interesting to see. Severin actually did a podcast today about the August titles, which I haven't gotten to listen to yet because I was working today, and I literally I finished work, put out the garbage, and made my tea and came here. I was actually late coming here because of that. But there you go. Like such an odd choice, right? When you're thinking of this, you see, like one has a guy with a gigantic cleaver in his head, and the other has like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Severin, movies for everybody. The Columbia Noir Volume 3, nice. Yeah, me too. I'm going to listen to the podcast later on tonight. I'm trying to keep up. I'm up to date with my Just the Disc. I'm up to date with VHS. I'm up to date with Cobwebs. I'm God, there's a few that I listen to. But if you don't listen to those, by the way, those are fantastic. I listen to Severance, and there's an Indicator one. There's a Nashi Cast. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't get to as much now because I get well, not now. I don't get many review copies from companies, but I used to get a lot of review copies, like some review copies from companies, and I've been doing it. Do I listen? Yeah, I have actually. Not on a regular basis, but I do like Hysteria Continues. I find now if there's on a specific film here, sometimes I won't listen to it right away if I think the film's coming out, and then I'll wait because I know that it'll be it'll be a commentary that they do, and I don't want it spoiled for me. I do love commentaries. So what other Severin titles would I recommend? That's a fantastic question, actually. So with Severin, the one thing you should know, Mike, is with their sales, they go back or as in Vinegar Syndrome goes back 3 months, Severin titles go back 6 months for their sales. So let's go back to Severin. And so basically, all these here will not be on sale, obviously. Another with these because they're still this year. wish those were on sale. Now these here were the Black Friday titles. So that was November. So if I got it correct, and I'm not wrong, and I'm wrong a lot, so I apologize if I'm not correct. Lindsay Baker, yes, Lindsay Baker for sure. Umberto Lindsay, Carol Baker set, 100%. They should be from the Black Friday titles back. Should be what's on sale. Theater Bazaar, this is an anthology film, but it is pretty hardcore with the gore. I thought it was okay. I don't own it because I've seen it years ago. I would like to get it down the road, but there's one story like in Theater Bazaar that I really liked, and the other ones I was just okay with. But that's the thing with anthology films. There's a mix of between good and great. Now I'll own it. I love anthology films. Period. Attic Expeditions is one I would really like to have. This is actually a good title. Family Portraits, Trilogy of America. Another one's interesting for me. This one right here, Tales of the Uncanny. This is the first one that I can actually just quick out note recommend. It is it's a Talking Heads documentary, but basically this was meant to be like a special feature originally on Theater Bazaar, but they got so much footage out of it that they made it its own release, and he added on extra films to it. So Tales of the Uncanny right here. It is over 2-hour-long documentary with people talked about like anthology films. They list their top 10 favorite anthology films, and then they go on even better than that. They go and list their top anthology segments from different films. Really, really good. And I would 100% recommend Tales of the Uncanny. If you don't have it, I recommend it. Cast Creeping Flesh is okay. I'm surprised Care of the Space is still out there, actually. Yeah. Well, they had to. I mean, like, obviously, I don't want to get into that too much, but like, I spoke on here with Amy Blanks, who's is Australian, and he was heartbroken by the Richard Stanley thing, and I think we all were. Black Cat. This is one I got to get. Actually, I don't have the Black Cat. This is a film that was like partially written by Dario Nicolodi, who worked a lot with Dario Argento, and actually, to be bluntly honest with you, like was part of the magic of most of Argento's early work. So we got directed by Lucio Cozzi, Carol Monroe, Brett Halsey. Brett Halsey's in a lot of Fulci films, actually. And of course, released in Italy as Demon 6, because why not, right? But we got an interview with Lucio Cozzi and one with actress Carol Monroe, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, definite recommendation of that one, man. Patrick, if you like crazy, like Italian, like sequel knockoffs, then might I recommend to you, not with that cover though, because nudity, Patrick Still Lives. So Patrick Still Lives, Mike, is an ultra sleazy film. Yeah, if you've seen Patrick before, Patrick was an Australian film done by Richard Franklin about a guy in a coma who has telekinetic powers. Good film, slowly paced, really known for its ending. Really, like the ending of the film. So it's a big jump scare of an ending. Patrick Still Lives was an Italian film that is basically this. There is a guy walking down the road at the beginning of the film. There is a car going by, and the car throws a Coke bottle out the window. I'm sorry, cola bottle out the window. And what happens then is he gets hit on the head, he goes into a coma, and then people with mysterious secrets come to this like this place, this house with this doctor, and sexy things happen. No, it's not porn. There's nudity in it. There's lots of nudity in it because it's Italian. You expect that in Italian exploitation films. Lots of gore too. Severin Sale. is going to be coming on June the 25th, I think. Remember, not no. Severin doesn't have any adult titles that I know for. Oh yeah, there's a couple like titles that actually do have some adult stuff. That will be a lie. Shock Treatment I don't have. Actually, a good friend of mine was going to get me this one here, Shock Treatment. I haven't got it from yet though. Cruel Jaws. It's fun if you like shark movies, but it's not like a high recommend. I enjoy it. Primitives, but only if you're collecting the 39. Not something I would normally recommend. Severn sale will be June 25th, I think. I'm hoping that Sympathy of the Wharf is actually, you know what I liked about Sympathy of the Wharf? Now, Sympathy of the Wharf does have an adult film as a bonus feature on it, and it's called The Blue Balloon. And I actually liked it better than the Sympathy of the Wharf because although it's an adult film, it kind of broke my heart in a few ways. Because if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a film about a girl who's completely in love with this guy who gets shipped off and ends up getting taken into a life of prostitution and despair. And it's I really it's sad. It's a really sad adult title. All right, Shining Sex with Yes Franco, Enigma is another I like one I enjoyed. Heather Kubrick. So you came on my stream this time. Enigma with Fulci. I like this film. Tension. So that's the thing. Sympathy of the Wharf is just ultra sleazy, but the other film is actually heartbreaking. Demonia is pretty cool. Fulci for Fake, I haven't seen, to be bluntly honest. Beast Must Die is a favorite of mine, but this is me. I'm a huge Amicus fan. I love werewolf movies, and I love like Agatha Christie style stuff, and I love the gimmick thing. So Beast Must Die literally has this part in, and you guys all know this, but they stop the movie right before you find out who the werewolf is, and they'll say, "All right, it's time for the werewolf minute. You have 60 seconds to put in your final guess. Who is the werewolf?" And it lists all the people, which I think is, as a kid, I love that. All right, Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. I like that. It's fun. It's not for everybody. It's like nude zombies. So there you go. Bahia Blanca is unfortunately out of stock. This was actually one of the best Franco films ever made. It has a good plot line, and it has some really good like cinematography in it as well. I'm expecting some of these shirts to be on the clearance. Enigma, Demonia, and maybe Vi. Satan's Saddest. I say there's like an 80% chance this is going to be one of the clearances. Here we go. Here is a 100%. You have to have this. It is so good. This is the complete Lindsay Baker Giallo collection. It is a 6-disc Blu-ray box set. It is incredible. It has 4 Blu-rays and it has 2 CDs. And I strongly recommend it. Orgasmo, or was called Paranoia, and because then he made another movie called Paranoia, so he had to change that plot, the title. So there's Orgasmo, which is a brilliant film and has a fantastic soundtrack. So sweet, so perverse. Another great film, a fantastic giallo. Quiet Place to Kill is an excellent giallo with a wonderful ending. And Knife of Ice is one that definitely is different than the other giallos in there. It's more subdued than the other ones. Like Evelyn Stewart shows up in this one. I'm a big fan of Evelyn Stewart, by the way. She shows up in this giallo as well. Not long enough, unfortunately, but she's in it. There are 2 CDs of soundtrack of music. Yeah, and yes, Griff, the Lindsay Baker set will be half off during the sale, so it will be a fantastic time to pick up that set. And it is a great set. The scores on these Umberto Lenzi films are fantastic. Now, for those that are unaware of the difference between like a Lenzi style giallo and a Argento style giallo, there is very much a difference. Argento's giallos are more of the murder set piece style of giallos, whereas Lenzi's giallos are along the lines of what we would call the jet set giallos. And jet set giallos often have to do with money, wills, inheritances. They can be done in different parts of the world. Um, there's the there's more of a heavy emphasis on the story and play, and it works really well. I mean, like this is a really good set. Uh, hey there, Zach. Welcome, man. I agree. So 100% CR. Paranoia Orgasm is one of the best Jellos ever made. It's fantastic. And the fact that that song, there's a song that plays. I can't play. I wish I could. But there's a song that plays in that film, and it'll show up again in I think A Quiet Place to Kill. Um, there's a song that plays, but when the song plays in Orgasmo, it's utilized really, really well. So, and to the point where it's almost like it won't be torture to you because you'll because trust me, you'll like it. So it's a groovy song, but it's a song that plays up well. And when you got the set, one of the neat things about it is like you watch these in order, like Orgasmo, So Sweet, So Perverse, Quiet Place to Kill, Knife of Ice, because the song is so pervasive in Orgasmo that when he does a throwback to one of his earlier films by placing the song in a key little sequence during a nightclub scene in one of the other films. It's such a nice throwback, and you just I did anyway. It put a smile on my face. So definitely recommend this. It's probably my harsh recommendation, right alongside one of the greatest giallos ever made. Right here is Sergio Martino's The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. This is what they said. One soundtrack. Okay, great, because that's Nora Landi. Yeah. Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward is the best Martino Giallo ever made, right alongside there with the next one being Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only Have the Key. But this is Martino like hitting it out of the park. George Hilton is in this one. It's a fantastic Giallo. I always recommend this. Whenever anybody says to me, "Where's the place to start with Giallo?" Well, here's a great place: the Umberto Lenzi Carol Baker set and The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. If you've never watched any Giallo before, these are great starting points for Giallo. Like, go into your Argento after that with Birth of Crystal Plumage, but these are the places to start. When the wind blows, we want to be super depressed. That's actually not bad. When Sword and Spiral Island, Satan's Slave are pretty cool. Blood and Flesh. If you weren't able to get the Al Lamson set and you like documentaries, 100% recommend Blood and Flesh. Al Lamson had a very interesting and unfortunately tragic life, and it's all shown within that documentary. I'm going through some of these pretty quickly. Some of these are actually decent to look at, but I'm just trying to give you some of my top recommendations right now. Definitely, I think you'll really like it, Zach. It's a great giallo. Right down, it has it's twisted in a good twist, right up to the end. I expect that Things T-shirt be on sale too. Vi, there's one for Peanut Butter Solution. The late Tawny Katane. There's a limited edition of Gwendolyn here. Gwendolyn and the perils in the land of the Yik Yak. This is also a really good movie with a lot of features. Penelope Spears, of course, famous director from here, with of course Maxwell Caulfield and Charlie Sheen. You got like Idle Contour with Penelope Spears and Maxwell Caulfield. Blind Rage with interview with Stephen Thrower, interviews with Maxwell Caulfield, Christopher McDonald, who of course would act together again in Grease 2. There's like a ton of stuff on here. It's a really good film. Actually, me too, Sierra. If they would have done a documentary on the Milligan set, I may not have been able to pass up on it. The lack of the documentary made it a bit easier. That's okay, dude. Don't worry about messing up spelling. I'm the king. I'm the king of that. Especially when you've seen a lot of the Argento stuff, like Deep Red, Suspiria, that type of stuff. Well, Suspiria is more like the supernatural, but there's jello aspects to it. Kind of like Phenomenon is, does a bit of both. But you get the nudity and stuff. You just won't get the supernatural part of that. But they're very good. Lamberto Lenzi, the Carol Baker ones are very good. Tamer when it comes to the murders, but like really good when it comes to the stories. Paganini Horse. Some people hate on this one. I actually like it. We're in a girls' dormitory again. First time to see it uncut, I enjoyed it. But I enjoy the super cheesy stuff anyway. Two Hong Kong rescue titles. Hardball and the Killer. Nice. Those are fantastic titles. John Woo, greatness. Killer Croc. If you like Killer Croc movies, Killer Crocodile 2 are fantastic. One I do strongly recommend, especially if you like Argento and stuff like that. This is Wax Mask. So Wax Mask was originally supposed to be a film that was directed by Lucio Fulci. Unfortunately, Lucio Fulci passed away, and it was given to special effects artist, pretty much the Italian, Tom Savini, and that is Sergio Stavaletti. Stavaletti had done a lot of a work with Argento and other Italian directors. Pretty much he started like doing stuff in like in Phenomenon. He did the head, the severed head. He did that in Phenomenon, but he was so like small down in the list at that point that he didn't even get to go to the set to actually where the head thing was being filmed. Now, one of the great things about this is there is a ton of features on here. One of the features has Argento kind of memories of Lucio Fulci, and it does get a bit emotional. And I 100% say it's really worth having in your collection. If you can get the slip, get the slip. If you can't, you can just afford to get the regular. Either way, it's just a movie to have in your collection. It's a great film, some amazing special features. And if you like insane films, with that being said, if you like insane films that are fun, might I remind you of Night Killer? Oh yes, Night Killer. It's a movie that got Claudio Fragasso not talking to Bruno Mattei for a while. Why is that? Because Claudio Fragasso had meant this to be his magnum opus, his great film, his fantastic art film. This is not an art film, by the way. Also, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a hardcore Marvel movie fan, this movie stars Peter Hooton, and Peter Hooton was the guy that played Doctor Strange back in the 1970s film with Jessica Walters. But this is really fun. It's crazy. So basically, the producers didn't like the film and what Claudio Fragasso had done with the film. So they said, we need some more blood put in this film, and it needs to be sleazier. So they hired Bruno Mattei, who worked with Claudio Fragasso and Rosella Drudy often on many films, to shoot like some gore sequences and an opening to the film that has to be seen to be believed. Whereas Murder Rock is Flashdance with a killer. Night Killer has one of the most bafflingly awful but hypnotizing to watch dance sequences at the beginning of the film. That has nothing to do with the rest of the film, but why not? It's a lot of fun. I recommend it. Robo Wars, that's a cool cheesy one. Beast and Heat's not for everybody. It's a Nazi exploitation. Great Nazi exploitation document. If you like documentaries, great Nazi exploitation documentary on there. Uncanny is another anthology film. I really like it. I'm a big big Peter Cushing fan. Saint Bernard I don't own. Master Mutilator I don't own. Death Warmed Up is one I need to get. This isn't a New Zealand like a bit of a splatter film with God, what's his name? The guy that played Aeolus in Hercules, Michael Michael someone. You have to be seen. That's got a great documentary on it. Like I love the documentary on it. Emmanuel and Francois. Yeah, I better show the cover. It's not nude. So this one went on like sale, super sale, like during the last, like for really cheap during the last sale. And it's a really good film. It's a Joe D'Amato film. That's way better than I expected. Now there are really kind of three versions of Emmanuel. There is the Emmanuel films with Sylvia Crystal that would go on to have other actors in future ones. There is what we call the Black Emmanuel films, which has Laura Gemser, and there are the kind of the Italian Emmanuel films. And how can you tell an Italian Emmanuel film from a regular Emmanuel film? There's two L's in the name of the Italian Emmanuel films, which means that it's trading on the name Emmanuel, but not always don't expect Emmanuel to like survive throughout all these films. Like she gets killed in some of those Italian Emmanuel films, and another actress comes back. But this is a particularly good one. Basically, we have a girl here that comes to town to look at the body of her sister, who recently committed suicide. She finds out that the reason her sister committed suicide, and it's because she'd hooked up with George Eastman, who's actually a fantastic actor, by the way, and actually a really smart guy. But anyway, so she realizes it's George Eastman, so she decides that she is going to seduce George Eastman, and then she is going to torture him. And you'll have to what happens, like watch the movie and find out because it's actually really intriguing and extremely well done. Some people don't like the ending, bit of a downer, but I think it's worth the ride. Escape from Women's Prison. That's another Manuel film I retitled. I enjoyed these Philippine films. Everybody needs Next of Kin in their collection. It's a fantastic exploitation film, a great one. Earlier role for John Jarratt as well. Now John Jarratt was, of course, most people are going to know from like Wolf Creek, where he played like the bad guy, and in two films and two seasons of a TV show. But he was like a leading man type back in the day, and he is in this one as well. This is a really good film. There's something here that I call the sugar cube sequence of the film, and trust me, you'll know it when you see it, and it's really, really good. Great score on that too. Skinner, yes, for the features and just for the film itself. Jack the Ripper, I really liked. They did this All the Colors of the Dark one, which again, I love All the Colors of the Dark, and All the Colors of Giallo, which was a Giallo documentary they did. Initially, it was a set. Like All the Colors of Giallo is a 3-disc one, so you get it up here. So there's 3 discs on this one. There's a documentary on Giallo films. We have like 5.5 hours of classic Giallo trailers, plus a bonus CD. There's a mini documentary on Cremi films. Oh, Next of Kin, George, 110% recommend Next of Kin, man. That is on Second Sight. It's a really good one. You guys know in the future, I'm hoping to be teaching some film classes, and Next of Kin is one of those that I would teach, that I would use to teach. Not everybody loves it, but I call Absurd the unofficial real Halloween 2, and I utterly adored Absurd. You can still get the 2-disc edition, which has the soundtrack with it. One of George Eastman's best roles for me. It's better than Anthropophagus, which again is considered a classic. But I super loved Absurd. Great, like there's an interview with Lucio Montefiore, which George Eastman, that's his real name. Interview with the director. Interview with Michael Soave, the And the Kinky Collection. Uh, Ian, think about. It's been a long time. So think about like a more of a downbeat, like a more hardcore, not hardcore as in the sex way, uh, but uh, but like think of the Kids. Remember the movie Kids? Not the Patrick Swayze movie. Next again, the classic exploitation uh, film that's actually well done. Horror Party Beach. It's such fun. The Kinky Collection is one of the releases from Severin for August Kubrick. It's one of the L.I.D. de la Iglesias films. Kids with your child. You mean the film, right? Hopefully not your childhood. Though I'll be honest, I can relate a bit to that. Yeah, a lot of us, unfortunately. Yeah, actually, we're just talking about it. Let me bring it up here for you, again now for you. So it's very dark. Uh, like no going in. Like it's very dark. Ian, it's a brilliant trilogy, but I would I would say 100%. Take your take your time watching. Like take some time in between. And just like it mentions right there, so it literally got the filmmaker and one of the lead actors, real life addictions to heroin and to each other. The director actually passed in 2006, and he was like a prolific, like really kind of pushed the envelope uh, Spanish director. Uh, the Severin Kids line, it's almost like a joke. Not a joke, as in like the stuff they do but it's like these are kids' movies that'll disturb you kids. But I'm hoping to see more come out from that. I'm guessing they're taking their time. I'm sh- no, no, not like Sailor or Cannibal Holocaust. More like Kids. More like the movie Kids. Yeah, Larry Clark's movie Kids. Very much more like that. Graphic neorealist trilogy that depicts crime, violence, and drug abuse that ravaged the post-Franco nation. That's actually a brilliant description for this one. I think you'll like it. If the trailer interested you, you're definitely going to get more of that. Hey, there's Cinematech. These are some brilliant releases coming out. The other titles, Cannibal Man, don't expect cannibals, but the Cannibal Man and the other titles as well are also by that director. No one heard the screams, right? Heard scream, perfect. Token Dagger. Oh, you mean with Dabney Coleman? Yeah, I used to like that movie, man. Oh, so far only on a DVD. Primer and upstream color. Primer Sensimere, upstream color, I'm not sure. Changeling, well, everybody should have the Changelings. George C. Scott, it's it's fantastic. Shocking Dark, I won't, not for everybody. I love Shocking Dark. Zombie 3 and 4. Emmanuel as Cannibals, I really like scoring them too. Some of these I'm going through pretty quickly because there's not a tie. What was she in? Oh, she was from Lindsay Shaw. She was in she had a TV show. I know that she was in Pretty Little Liars. Yes, I saw Pretty Little Liars. I watched it right to the end, guys. Watch me lose cred. I like what I like. But she had a kid show that she was in. Like, it's killing me. Ned's the classified. Ned's the classified something. Ned's the classified school survival guide for school or something like that. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. That's it. And that's the classified. She turned out well. She really did, man. Actually, really want to see this film, and it's like super cheap, like during sales usually. And now the Screaming Stars, of course, Asylum, classic, classic Amicus anthology. Devil's Reign, another fantastic one. Devil's Honey. If you like Lucio Fulci and you want to see something different, not a gore film from Lucio Fulci, Devil's Reign's a really good one. A Brett Halsey film. It's a film that deals with sexuality, and it deals like strongly with loss and the realization of what of how we sometimes, when we're memorializing people that we lose the reality of what they were actually like, and we have this like this vision of greatness that they don't. Have I seen Giallo with Giallo in Venice? I think I have, actually. I'm trying to remember. I love Intervision at Solvitas. I like sound video stuff. Sunset Cove by Al Amson. I got the Al Amson box set. If that's on the box set, I don't think I've seen it yet, but I got it. Beyond the Darkness has got a cover now. That's a good one. Look at some of these shirts that maybe go on sale. Beyond the Darkness, like another Blue Omega, Dr. Butcher, Burial Ground. These are all like earlier done shirts. They can probably go on clearance. Future Shock is fantastic. If you like comics, like May 2000 AD documentary, Chris. If you don't have this one, Chris probably got this one. Chris is a big comic fan like me. 2000 AD is a documentary on the internationally acclaimed documentary, the most controversial, influential comic creators of our times. Alan Moore is on here, and Neil Gaiman, and Stephen Bissett, and a bunch of others. And of course, Karen Berger, who would take all these guys and bring them over to do Vertigo comics. But this is where they started, 2000 AD. Saxophone orgasm. That is cool. Oh, Chris, 110%, man. Kathy's Curse, I really like. I like that one. Was on so many cheap labels with like just not very good quality, and you get to see Kathy's Curse on Blu-ray. It's revolutionary. I'm pretty sure I saw it, Mike. Look here, Murder Lust, not a good movie, but I enjoy it. It's a double feature, actually. Burial Ground. This is by Andrea Bianchi. Andrea Bianchi is a director that does insane stuff. Dude, Mike, if you don't have it, Alan Moore, yeah, like Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, the works of the guys that worked on that came over to Vertigo. They originally started in this anthology comic in UK, and it's still ongoing, called 2000 AD. That's where Judge Dredd comes from as well. Definitely check that out. Oh, Devil's Honey. Matt, you know Devil's Honey. You gotta get Devil's Honey, man. Top 10 Finger Center movies of all time. Also, other boutique labels. I'll do a top 11 of all time. There we go. That I can do. Killing of America. There is a release of Kill of America by an Australian company that I'm going to talk about, and hopefully talk about in the near future, because I think there's a company that's putting out some great stuff, EX Films, and we will look into those too, because the stuff they're doing is just going to be it's kind of groundbreaking. Some of the stuff, the way they're doing it. Sexploitation. That's Sexploitation, by the way. Really, really good documentary. It's around 3 hours long, and it's not a bit porn or adult films. It is that period of time before there was adult films, when they were like Nudie Cuties and Little Reels and stuff like that. And it is hosted by Frank Henenlotter, who of course did things like Frankenhooker and Basket Case, and many stories by Friedman before he passed. and it's a really, really good one. So I definitely recommend that. I also thought Felicity was a really good film as well. If you like the kind of the sexploitation stuff, Felicity was really good. Turkey Shoot. You guys know I'm a huge fan. Such as zombies. And if you don't have them, the Soledad Miranda, usually twice a year, Chris, the same as Vinegar Syndrome. They tend to you do a Black Friday sale like Vinegar Syndrome does, and they used to do their sale, their halfway to Black Friday sale, around the same time as Vinegar Syndrome. But they're the companies aren't in competition. The companies are more or less they've worked together before. So now they're doing their sale about a month after the Vinegar Syndrome sale. But yeah, Vampire Lesbos and She Killed in Ecstasy, fantastic films by the late Saul Miranda with Jess Franco. Olivia Hussey. I love Olivia Hussey, man. Black Christmas, my favorite movie. What's brilliant about these is a quick view thing. As you see this right here, and for those that don't have it, for those that have, you're going to know anyway. But for those that don't, this here is a black slipcase. And when you slip that off, there's no She Killed in Ecstasy written there. There's no Severin label. It's just the unadulterated artwork. I wish more companies would do that. I would like to see more of that stuff. Well, and I'm not sure they're following what Vinegar Syndrome do. They do their own. They get like compared a lot. Like Severin gets compared to Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome gets compared to Severin. I think both of them are groundbreaking in different ways. Like Severin's the Franco, like much where like Vinegar Syndrome was known for more of the adult titles originally, and now you gotten into more stuff, more horror, more exploitation. Severin has always been kind of like the Franco company, but it like kind of weirder, freakier stuff. But Severin's gotten more into to a lot of international titles, and I think it served them well. Actually, I think it served them extremely well. And as so far, like Severin, like I guess in a way, like, and again, now, before I say this, please understand, I love both companies. Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, both are fantastic companies. I buy a lot from each of these companies. But as far as like the box sets go, Vinegar Syndrome's put out some amazing box sets, but Severin has put out definitive box sets. Al Abson is a definitive box set. It had the book. It had like pretty much all of his films. It had the documentary. That's a definitive box set. The that was one person though. Sam, always got to take into consideration. Unfortunately, like one person reacted during like, but unfortunately, there's always a vocal minority, and like I'm not making any excuses. It was a bad reaction, obviously. And the sale before that, when the site went down, I think they probably should have been talking a bit more to people. But a lot of these companies, Severin and Vinegar Syndrome, we see these as boutique labels, and they are boutique labels. But an important thing to remember is they're very small companies. There's not a lot of people working, and it's like if I started a company and I had the bones to set it up and the stuff. These are smaller companies, and they did not handle that well. And I would 100% like agree. Yeah, they didn't handle that well at the time, but I think they made up for it with the pricing and stuff they put out. And they've been trying. They've done the podcast. They've been trying to. I think they've been trying to do a lot to regain fan trust and favor. Exactly. Two people operate Hong Kong Rescue. That's the way it is with a lot of these companies, Kubrick. A lot of these companies they're just small snaps, very small operation. But again, not making excuses for things that are done that are wrong. Things things are done that are wrong. I'm a YouTuber. I've been on here for like 10 years, and I will tell you right now, I have made bone-headed mistakes over the years, and people forgave me for being an idiot sometimes. So hopefully people can forgive the companies because both Vinegar Syndrome and Severin put out some great releases. Anyway, that's my thought. That's my thought on it. Anyway, yes, Synapse is coming out from. Kindred is coming out from Synapse. Zach is getting ready now. They said there's a personal family tragedy that came up that's slowing it down. So as much as I'd like to see the Kindred come out from Synapse, hopefully they take care of the family issues first. I can wait on a release. You want to hopefully to get that stuff fixed out first. Now, for those that don't have these, they've been here for a while. These aren't on Blu-ray. These are DVDs only, but they're fantastic. A Video Nasty is the definitive guide. 110% you should get it. If you do not have this in your collection, pick it up. Not even joking. This is probably going to be over 50% off when it goes on. When it comes on, there are 2 of these. There's Video Nasty's The Definitive Guide, Volume 1, and it's a great documentary. And there's Video Nasty's Definitive Guide, Volume 2, Draconian Days. It's even better than the first one. Not only are these documentaries, but there's 2 extra DVDs of trailers. They are fantastic. If you want to see an amazing documentary on Video Nasty, this is it. These are the definitive documentaries. In my opinion, there's a lot of great documentaries on Video Nasties. These are my favorites. And to break it down and what you do, so this one here as a documentary plus trailers to 72 films that fell foul of the Director of Public Prosecutions. So disc 2, all 30 as the 39 titles that were successfully prosecuted, 39 trailers for each of those titles. There is and as Mike knows, he has a set. There is introductions to every one of these here. Every one of these trailers, by the way. So it's almost like an extra documentary. Disc 3, 33 titles that were initially banned, but then subsequently acquitted and removed from the DPP's list. Movies like Death Trap, Deep River Savages, Evil Dead, Human Experiments. I can't believe Human Experiments that's such a tame film. And part 2 is the same. It's done the same way. So we get on this one here, the Section 3 list. Original trailers for all 82 titles that were designated under Section 3 of the Obscene Publications Act by the Director of Public Prosecutions. Special features fanzine flashback, image gallery of 300 rare British fanzine covers from 1985 to 1995. It's actually pretty cool. But I highly recommend those. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about Felicity, if you get the Blu-ray, is there's 2 extra films on it. They're Australia After Dark and the ABCs of Love, which are 2 like Australian kind of Mondo films. Things. This will be dirt cheap. Gotta love that mullet. Hey there, Antoine. Things is Conexploitation from 1989. It's one of the craziest films ever, and I definitely recommend it. But there we go. Oh, I forgot to put any banners thing down. Shameless plugging of the channel. There we go. If you ever feel like donating, that's my donation link. Even if my video is not live, it's always right there. Much appreciated. It helps with the channel. That's my shameless plugging for today. Also, there's the merch link and the Patreon link down below if you are so inclined. Either way, please hit the like button, and in here I really appreciate it. For the person that hit the dislike button, you know what? You still watched, so appreciate that. I don't appreciate your dislike though. All things is a little bit crazy. I am Aaron. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. I want to thank Mike, especially because we would not have this video right here today if it was not for Mike. Recap the box. Actually, let's do that. Ooh, that's going to be over there. Give me a second, Mike. For those that came out late, I did an unboxing earlier. Film title wise, this unboxing, we got George Romero's last film, Survival of the Dead. Cascaretta is incredible. John dies at the end. Berlin Syndrome. A Draft House Films release, Cheap Thrills. Tony Jaa's Protector 2. Sushi Girl. Officer Down. Soderbergh's Bubble. Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa in Skin Trade. High Rise, which I think is kind of post-apocalyptic. And aside from that, I've got this Bishop Takes Queen that I got to put together, which I got to pick up now. And Batman, what's it called again? The Order of Beasts, which is a one shot. I think it's a mystery one, which is cool. And the one shot Jail versus Predator. JLA versus Predator. I got these from Matt on here, actually. Who went in and grabbed these for me and sent them. And I truly appreciate it. So thank you once more, Matt. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. And on your way out, if you would not mind hitting that like button, I would 110% appreciate it. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you soon right here in the Call to Cinema.